Check this thing out. Not a 4x4, huh? It's my usual MO, but I'm bored this week. I got some things for sale, waiting on parts for others. So I picked this up. I have a guy that scraps cars. He doesn't focus on fixing them. It's either scrap them or sell them. And he picked this one up from a teenage girl. Has 100,000 miles on it. It's a 2006 Nissan Sentra with the 1.8. Last year before they went to the stupid CVT transmission, so it's the one that everybody wants. Had a misfire. He drove it for a little bit and it developed a misfire, so he posted it for sale and he was either sell it or scrap it if nobody wants it. I got it for 500 bucks and 100,000 miles. You can't really go wrong. Now, I already fixed the motor issue. I fixed it the day I got it, got a little carried away and excited. As you can tell here, we've got a mismatched coil pack due to the markings from the junkyard. Basically, the coil pack was bad. I swapped it, misfire moved, threw the new coil in. Now she runs perfectly. Now, the reason it was parked by this teenage girl is because a big old truck at a stoplight got a little too close and rubbed his tire up against her, dented the fender. All of a sudden, she didn't feel safe and she parked it and got a different car. Kind of weird, but hey, it's good for me. That dent should be able to pop up pretty easy. We just got to pull the fender. The dent in the door, nothing's creased. So I think if I pull the door panel off, we should be able to get to that, or I could just go buy a freaking basketball or something and we'll just shove it in there and pump it up and hopefully it pops that out. Aside from that though, take a look at this. The rest of the car, other than the headlight, really clean. A little bit of faded paint, but very good condition. Just needs a little clean, a little detail, possibly a little buff. Shine this thing up. She's a clean rig. Interior is also amazing. Again, needs some detail work, but nothing we can't handle. She's not ripped. There's parts I already pulled for it. The seats are pretty cool. A little bit of dog hair, not too much. So, we just have a bunch of cosmetics we gotta take care of. Oh, and it needs shocks. I need to order some shocks. They're not gonna be here till next week and I'll be out of town. So this isn't going for sale for a little bit, but this week we're at least gonna get all the cosmetics taken care of, starting with Mr. Fender Dent here. So, let's get this thing pulled off. Now, it should just be as simple as smacking her at it, even pushing it out. Get the CPR right now. Let's see. Let's see. Well, that's actually working pretty well. There we go. Right here. A little better. For the most part, the dents are out. It's not professionally smooth, but it looks a lot better. So here is our dent. I'm gonna use my heat gun at 12 hundo. We're gonna heat this thing up and see what we can make happen. Ooh, that was a good one. Look at that. I got a big portion of that dent out. The rest of this, that's a kink right there, so it's not necessarily going to be able to just be popped out. But that looks a ton better. You still know it's there, but it's not even near as bad. And if I can sand that down and repaint the paint, I think we're sitting pretty decent right there. So the fender's back on, door's back together. And we got the majority of the dents out. Obviously, you can still see remnants of it on here. And there's still a kink or two on here, but way better than it was. And all that black stuff on the door side, at least, should scrub off. I'm gonna have to repaint this trim piece. That's gonna be later after we take care of all the other cosmetics. So now, I think it's time to tackle this taillight. She's a little banged up, and we got a nice pristine one in the car. Look at that. Not even a scratch, probably. Really? New taillight is in. Broken one never happened. Last two things we need to do. Gotta get our key cover on there. Perfect. And we need to replace this cubby because as you can see, we have no lid and people want lids. So we just need to pop it out. Just like that. There we go. We're gonna get all this black scrubbed off of here. And that should help this clean up a little better. Oh yeah. So we got our mirrors all sanded, got our trim sanded. We are all masked, ready to go. My paint shop is very slammed, so paint will not be done until tomorrow morning. But then we can start spraying. And I'm really hoping, and I think we will, have enough to do the spoiler, because this really shouldn't take much on its own. It's just faded in a couple spots, and it's the last part of the car that has faded paint. So I think we can get them all fixed, but I'm gonna wait to sand this one until I know for sure. We've got our paint in finally. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this collection. We got our automotive primer. You need this, guys. It gets rid of all the dark imperfections and helps your actual coat hold its color. You're not gonna have any weird inconsistencies in there, okay? And then we got our color matched K23 Silver Ice, which I guess is the name of this color. That'll be our color, obviously. And we got our clear coat. This is just gonna keep it from chipping, all right? So we're gonna do this as right as possible as we can with spray paint, because I actually just bought a spray gun, but I'm not setting it up just to do mirrors and a piece of trim. So let's start painting. It has been about 4 hours. Let that stuff really cook on there. Now what I'm gonna do is take some 400 grit. We're just gonna very lightly sand it. Bring it back to smooth. Nice and smooth. Doesn't need to be intense. Of course, it matches amazing. Look at that. That's only the first coat. That looks pretty damn close to me. At least looks better than chipping paint. What, is that the spoiler already taken off and completely sanded down and ready to go? It is. So don't wipe wet paint off of still curing paint. I learned that the hard way. I had to re-sand and paint this part because I had to basically sand all the paint off because it created a bunch of little crusties when I did that. So, oh well, now I know. Don't do that. So I'm gonna let that dry, re-sand that, and then we'll apply the final color. Look at that shine. Woo! let it dry, but it should dry exactly like that. Even these mirrors are shining. It's gonna match the car, but the problem is they might look better than the rest of the car. Oh well. Bolted back on. Doesn't even look like it's been painted. You get some of the dust off right here. That's a perfect match. That's beautiful. Give you guys a close-up. Look at that. She's got the factory shine. Probably ain't even a single imperfection on here because I'm like that. Got the mirrors unmasked. Look, the trim piece matches perfectly. The mirrors match perfectly. Obviously, there's still imperfections, a little wrinkle in there. It's a little missing paint. And there's one piece of surface rust right there. But we ain't going for perfect. We're just going for better. So I got the big noticeable paint fades out of the way. I'm happy with it. Now all we got to do, throw some new struts on because they're all bad and this thing is bouncy. Old shock is out. Look at that. That's not good. Going right back in. There we go. Not too tight now. Don't want to break it. Test drive time. Will she start? Yes, she will. And she still runs great. Well, we had a great test drive. Of course we did. And she's all cleaned up. Look at this. Shiny, nice. And we have it posted for 3,500 bucks. It's also on Marketplace, KSL, and Craigslist. But we've already had it on 2 test drives. Actually on the second test drive, both serpentine belts flew off the car. One of them I think was loose, but that one caught the other one and caused that one to shred. But I'm glad it happened before somebody actually bought it. The family was super nice. They're still interested in coming back. But I got those both changed out. One of them was actually the wrong size, and whoever messed with it for whatever reason before, they never tightened them down fully. But that's all taken care of. It's been on another test drive since then. So I have 2 potentials, but we're gonna just keep going, keep showing it, and hopefully we sell it here pretty quick. Well, we sold another car. We sold that Nissan, sold it for $3 grand, had it post for 35, so not too bad. We were gonna profit no matter what though. Bought it for 500, had about $216.68 into it, which brings the total to $716.68. Sold it for $3 grand. So in total, we made $2,283.32, which is a huge profit, including labor. We're probably looking more like $1,900, but either way, that's still a really good profit. That's just gonna go straight to the next one. So that was a fun one, little different. Those little cars sell, especially when college is in. That's when I focus a little more on those. You got the kids from BYU and you got the kids from ISU on either side of me that want cars. So perfect time to sell those smaller cars, and still a good time as always to sell 4x4s because of the snow. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video, and we'll see you guys next week.